A generation data group, or GDG, is a collection of two or more chronologically related versions of the same dataset. They are generally used to maintain the backup of critical data, for example, monetary transactions. And if something goes wrong, then you can easily restore the data from the GDG backups and redo the processing from the same point. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to today's JCL tutorial on Generation Data Group, or GDG. In this session, we will primarily focus on what is a generation data group and how you can create a GDG base or a generation dataset. So without wasting any time, let's focus on today's agenda. First one is Introduction to Generation Data Group, or GDG. After that, we will look at how you can create or define a GDG base with the help of JCL. And at last, we will look at how you can create a model GDG dataset. And finally, I will end the session with a sample JCL just to showcase how exactly you can use GDGs in your JCL. So ladies and gentlemen, before I start with today's presentation, I would request you all to do subscribe to our channel because we need your support to grow our channel. And in case if you have already subscribed to our channel, then I would like to say a big thank you for your subscription. And do watch this video till the end so that you have a good understanding of how a generation dataset, or GDG, works. So let's get started with Introduction to Generation Data Group. A generation data group, or GDG, is a collection of two or more chronologically related versions of the same dataset. Each version is called a generation dataset, and generation dataset are non-VSAM sequential dataset that resides on tape or dash-D. The naming convention of generation dataset is slightly different. The operating system uses the absolute generation number to uniquely identify each generation dataset. This number is added at the end of the dataset name. So the format is dataset name dot absolute number followed by a version number. The absolute generation number consists of 4 digits for the generation number and the 2 digits for the version number. Because these numbers require 9 characters including period, the dataset name of generation data group is limited to 35 characters instead of 44 characters. So here's an example of generation dataset name. So if you see, you have tt.employee.monthly.salary followed by an absolute number, then you have a version number. Now let's move on to the next section where we'll look at various examples to understand the entire concept of generation data group. So the first example is how to create a generation data group with the help of a JCL. To create a GDG base or a generation data group, you need to follow 3 simple steps. First one is prepare a JCL that will use IDCAM's utility with a define GDG command along with relevant parameters. Then if you have access to the mainframe system, then you have to submit that job, or probably you can request the operator to submit job on your behalf. And if there is no runtime error and you have relevant access in place, then system will allocate GDG base either on tape or on dash-D wherever you have specified. So here's a sample JCL to create or define a GDG base that can be used to store backups or any other relevant data as per your requirement. So the first two lines are job card, and a job card generally used to have information related to a job. So it could be your accounting information, your message class, message level, and then you have next three lines which is for comment. So I have included a comment that says that this is a sample JCL to create a GDG base. After that you have step 001, which is actually invoking IDCAM's utility of VSAM. And then you have sysprint, and in sysin I have specified the define GDG command that has a GDG base name. You have limit as 5, no empty, and scratch. So when you submit this job, a GDG base would be created by the system. Now let's look at NextJCL, which is used to create a model dataset. So again, you have first two line is a job card, which is actually information related to a job. Then you have next three line as I've used for including comments, and then I'm using IFBR 14 utility. So this utility is actually creating a model dataset, or it's generally a simple file. I'll be using this model dataset to clone the properties of my generation dataset, right? So you're not required to remember all these properties again and again, and if you want, you can just specify these properties when you are creating a generation dataset within the GDG base. So EMP sal is my model dataset, that is tt.emp.sal.model. I've used this position as new catalog and delete. Then I've specified the space and DCB parameter. So in case if you want to override or if you want to change the value of any of these parameters while creating a generation dataset, then you can very well do that. Now let's move on to the next section where we'll look at how to create a generation dataset within a GDG base. So here's a sample JCL which is actually creating a new generation dataset in a GDG base, and it is also referring to the current version of a dataset which is present in a GDG base. So here's a sample JCL, and the first two line is actually a job card. Then you have an execute statement which is actually running a program called EMP-SL003, and it is actually using two files. First one is previous sal file, which is the current version of the GDG, that is tt.emp.month.salary.data. So I'm using 0 out there, so it is referring to the current generation which is present in a GDG base. And I'm creating a new file, that is new sal file, and it is tt.emp.monthly.salary.data, and in bracket I'm specifying +1 because I'm creating a new file, right? And if you look at the DCB, I've just used the model dataset that I've created in the previous slide with the help of a JCL. Now ladies and gentlemen, this marks an end to our today's presentation, and I would request you all to do subscribe to our channel because we need your support to grow our channel. And in case if you have any feedback for us, then please do mention that in the comment section. And apart from that, in case if you have any questions related to generation data group or how you can use that in a JCL, then also mention that in comment section. I'm going to respond back after this presentation. Once again, thank you so much for listening so patiently.